Hello everybody, welcome to this presentation from Melanie Hörr from ZSK-Textile Embroidery Systems. Melanie is going to be speaking about embroidered e-textiles and embroidery as your technology for prototyping and mass production. As always, we will be taking questions at the end of the talk, so please do leave them in the sidebar. I'm now going to hand over to Melanie and I'll see you at the end of the talk. Okay, Melanie, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, and welcome to my speech about embroidered e-textiles, and especially about the possibilities of prototyping and mass production of it. So first, I will just shortly introduce you to what is ZSK. So we are on one hand, or that's our main business, is we are a manufacturer of embroidery machines. That means we manufacture embroidery machines up to 56 heads that are a bit production machines for standard embroidery, like, embroidery on caps or, embroidery on clothes. Then we are a manufacturer of technical embroidery systems that are embroidery machines that are used to integrate functionalities into textiles and fabrics. And then a third part that we do are the production, design, and innovation. That means consulting, prototyping, product development, and engineering, as well as design engineering. And this with a huge focus on smart textiles. Here you can see a really, interesting embroidery machine, because this embroidery machine that has all three different embroidery technologies that are available. I call this machine actually the perfect e-textiles development machine, because all of these three technologies are interesting for e-textiles. I will go through the different technologies now with you. So that is we call it the so-called F head. It's actually the traditional or standard embroidery head that, if you think about embroidery, that is the embroidery technology that is most common. This technology can also be used for conductive yarn embroidery, or also called as e-embroidery, and they will be a main focus in my presentation later on. The second technology is, we call it the K-head technology. It's for chenille, moss, and chain stitch embroidery. They can be used for embroidery of electrodes. The third technology is, we call it the W-head technology for wire placement, or also used for tube placement or fiber placement. All these technologies can be combined in one embroidery design. But let's start with the traditional embroidery that we do with the F head. If you take a look at this small machine, that is actually the smallest embroidery machine of ZSK. And also with this small embroidery machine, you can do the conductive yarn embroidery. But how do we use embroidery for e-textiles? So we start by using traditional embroidery threads. And then we add conductive embroidery threads. Most of them are done with silver, or are silver-coated embroidery threads, but for some applications the silver coating is not usable or suitable, and then there is a stainless steel embroidery thread available. So we start for e-textile with some textile or garment that we use to embroider our functionality on it. Then we use the conductive threads. We add some electronic components like RFID chips, LEDs, or sensors, and if necessary, some suitable PCBs. And at the end, there is a full functional e-textile. How do we do the integration of the electronic components? Because this is one of the major questions that it is in the e-textile or smart textile world, is how do we do the connection of the electronic parts with the textile? That is where the embroidery has a really good big advantages, because we are integrating this technology with this electronic boards and electronic parts